Hello, this is Sick Malorian, and now this will be 35 points of Rhyas versus Tyrant Xerxis. So now in my third game of the day, I got to play against another other guys who've been playing since like the very beginning. Another great looking army, but what I'm going to be taking is I have a Rhyas, I have my Striders, Carnivian, Rhyas, a Shredder, my Seraph, and then my Raptors on the far right. For him, he's going to be having a Cannoneer, I think it's called a Sentry, a Gladiator. Right in the middle is Tyrant Xerxis. There's some Pain Givers in the middle there, and in the back, I think it's called a Thornback. So a pretty small and elite army, but very tough. So here's just a close-up of his army. Like I said, looking great. I've never played against Skorne before, but I actually feel pretty comfortable playing against them because even though I don't know what all the casters do, I've seen them in enough battle reports and of course what they actually have in the actual primal rulebook where they have some of the example cards. You know, I have a basic idea of what these guys are like. Him turtling up, you know, is going to be hard to take him out, but with no mission, I don't need to be worried about his positioning, and I'm very mobile, so I can just run around, pick things off, and then go for the kill whenever I'm ready. Alright, so I have first turn. The prey target is actually the Cannoneer because, you know, he's the only guy that can shoot, so once I take him out, then I have complete dominance. I put up Rapport and the Animus on the Carnivian, Tenacity up on Rhyas, and really stuff is just moving up. You can't see Rhyas or my Raptors, but they basically just marched up the flanks. His turn one, very simple, just walks up, or even runs up, I'm not sure, but he shoots at me and misses. So my turn two, Anissa gets in, starts doing some damage. The Striders combo shot into the Cannoneer, do some damage. What is it? The Carnivian goes and blasts him and does a little bit of damage, and then the Seraph goes and shoots into the Gladiator, but does, I think, nothing. Maybe it was like 2 damage. I was taking my chances with need, I think it was 7s to hit or something, and I just wasn't getting lucky enough, so I only boosted the 1 damage and got a little bit. So his turn, he moves up, he shoots, he kills one of the Striders, does a little bit of damage to the Carnivian. But the main thing that I learned here is that all these Pain Givers, I forgot that they could heal. So pretty much all the damage I did is almost all gone now. So it's really showing that I really should have been going after Cannoneer first. I should have been going after these Pain Givers first. And then I can start picking off the beasts. So that's what I try and do. The Rhyas takes another shot at the Cannoneer because I still thought that'd be the best thing to do. Didn't really manage anything. The Striders do some combination shots into some of the Pain Givers. I kill one, but then miss the other, embarrassingly. The Raptors swing around. I really probably should have gone for the Pain Givers on the other side, but again, I just wasn't dedicated yet, so they shot onto that Thornback, did a little bit of damage, and then the Carnivian came across and just sprayed across the mall, really looking to kill off the other Pain Givers. And, you know, he has a pretty bad rat, but thanks to Rapport, he's up at 6. I took my chances, the hits, and I just failed all the way across. So it was pretty sad. I only killed one other guy with that, and he's really just down 2 guys. That's all I did. So his turn 3, this kind of caught me by surprise. This is going to be his feet turn, but first his Cannoneer came across, attacked my Carnivian, did some damage, but not all that much. Like, I still would have been just fine if I would have had the turn next and healed him up. But then what happened is that his Tyrant Xerxis came in, and man, this is where I learned where this guy hits like a frickin' ton of bricks. You know, he combines his attacks, his basically strength 20, and he just smashed me. And then I guess for the feet, all of his guys have to be in base to base to get extra bonuses. So the rest of his stuff just kind of runs over in order to do that. And his Pain Givers do a little bit more healing. Alright, so my turn 4, I see that his caster's out in the middle of nowhere, right? Just basically facing the majority of my army. So I figure, alright, how about we go for this? So I move up my Striders, combo shoot. And this is where I learn where this guy is extremely tough. You know, he has pretty decent defense, but his armor right now is 22. And so I didn't do any damage. Between him and Anissa Rival and the Seraph, I did a total of 0 damage. So after this, and seeing this failed attempt, I just threw in the Shredder. I think the Shredder might have done a couple of damage, but he's really just there just to try and give me a chance to recover. Otherwise, the Raptors came from behind, killed the rest of the Pain Givers, and actually damaged the Thornback a good amount. So on his turn, this was kind of funny. He couldn't take off all the fury. His Thornback guy goes into a frenzy and smashes the Cannoneer, so that was some nice help. And then apart from that, his one sentry killed the Shredder, and then the or was it the Gladiator? Oh no, yeah. And then the Gladiator came into my Seraph, slammed it through the woods, so he's knocked down, took a good amount of damage, and then Xerxis came down here as well. So my turn 5, and I actually had some really high hopes for this turn. I thought I was going to be able to kill a Thornback and the Cannoneer, but I just did not have the rolls to make it happen. The Thornback is sitting on 1 hit point, so I got 1 Raptor that's in there just to hold him up. The Cannoneer, pretty damaged as well. And then, of course, Rhyas and my Seraph are just swinging around the building here to avoid him. So his turn is really just him trying to run at me. His Thornback turns around, tries to hit me and misses. My turn 6, I now converge and I kill the Thornback and the Cannoneer. So now he's really starting to feel it. He's just down to these 2 beasts, and I really have a dominant position here. And I've now changed my prey target to be the sentry. So his turn 6, there's not that much he can do. He just turns around, does some swinging at my Seraph. He does a good amount of damage. I've been healing him up now. That's why he's not dead, but he's still alive. Alright, my turn 7, and I really want to explain this. So at this point, for the last little while, my opponent's been saying, okay, now we're on turn 4, now we're on turn 5, now we're on turn 6, and so now this is already turn 7, so, to me this means that my opponent is noticing that this is really drawing on, and I'm starting to actually feel like a real jerk, because, there really is nothing he can do. Looking at my position, I have this in the bag. All I need to do is run away with Rhyas and the Seraph to make sure I have Fury, and my Raptors can just be tearing him apart. I mean, being able to be 12 inches away when I shoot and then fast cav away, his guys have movement 4. So even if it'll take him 2 turns of repetitive running in order to catch up to me. So it's a guaranteed win. So I decided saying all right, let's actually make a game out of this. My Seraph chances the free strike, leaves, and I decide let's start making this more of a caster kill thing. Let's be more aggressive and have more fun with this. So I do that, everything blasts into Xerxis, and I have some pretty crappy rolls. I take off about half of his hit points, which is pretty good since he actually starts with a whole bunch. But yeah, so at least now it won't just be me running around and 10 more turns of me picking at him. At least now it'll be more aggressive play. And yeah, I bloody well paid for it, didn't I? So Xerxis charges my Seraph, kills it, then steps up into the Raptor, kills it, then steps up into Rhyas and kills Rhyas. So there you go, a win for him. The big thing is this, I just didn't know he had this step up thing, so I thought he might. I never even thought that he'd be able to charge the Seraph. I thought he'd be too far away. I just misjudged. And yeah, without knowing what this step up, he just wham, 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 and there we go. I'm all dead. So victory to Skorne, and even though you could kind of take it from one angle and say, well, I threw the game because, I knew very well I had in the bag, at the same time, he really caught me off guard and smashed me good. That's something I just did not expect. So anyway, one way or another, it is a loss for Everblight, a win for Skorne and Xerxis. I think a big thing that this really showed in this game is that we need to play with missions. I don't know if these old-timers don't like the missions. I'll have to talk to them, because a game like this really kind of fell apart because of how I got to play it. If I had to be within one area, I couldn't just be running all around, even though a lot of these times I probably even could. At least I wouldn't have the full range that this game gave me. And then as well, it may be forcing him to be dedicating to some areas, and I might be able to pick things off easier. I don't know, but it's just, I really think this game really showed that we need to incorporate the missions again. But anyway, hope you liked it. Bye.